Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Del again. Thanks for all the support for yesterday. I started putting my shit out into the world. I got some really nice feedback from my family and friends. As you can see right now, I'm taking a hike. You'll get the significance of that by the end of this video. So today is really important to me because I launched my website today, DrinksWithDel.com, and I put some very personal, private things on there. And I just kind of feel like before I just let that out into the world, which it already is, and there's no taking that back because, it's the internet. I wanted to just, elaborate on it or touch on it a little bit more. You can also see I have some notes here. Big up to Duncan, by the way, for getting it right. Small Americano, 1 sugar. But all jokes aside, today I want to talk about, mental health, which is a huge topic going on in America and all over the world, and, yada, yada, yada. And I don't want to gloss over this as I go, but I don't also want to make it an hour-long video because, people have better shit to do. But so how I started on this journey is last year I was working for a medical marijuana company in California, making excellent money, living in a $3.4 million mansion, pool, hot tub, the vineyard's a neighbor, 3 miles up a mountain, the American dream, right? Like, it's California. What I didn't notice was after a while, I lost 60 pounds in less than a month. I was starting to black out as I drove. And I'd legit have to pull over to not black out and crash. Found out I was having anxiety attacks. Didn't know anything about it. Was also later diagnosed with depression, right? So this is not something, I ever thought, I would be depressed, I'm strong. I went to the Air Force, I've been through a lot of shit in life. Most of it, actually all of it, my own fault when I think about it. But this is tough. My heart's beating out my chest. Sorry this is so long. So that was pretty rough for me. And actually what happened is one day I was taking a walk and I just thought that, I just kind of don't want to exist. Now, I'd never self-harm. I'm way too much of a coward for that. But, I was just going through so much. I just didn't want it anymore, The money wasn't worth it. Anything. So what I ended up doing was, as soon as that thought came to my head, thank God I was self-aware back then. And I called my best friend of 23 years right away. His first words out of his mouth was, "All right, I'm on the next flight." It's like, damn. All right, but let me speed this along. I ended up coming home. He talked me into coming home. I flew back home. He took care of me, drove me to doctor's appointments. I was having anxiety attacks just sitting in a car. I'm on medication now. I'm just feeling real weak, real low. He took care of me. Gave me a book, called Unfuck Yourself. Get out of your mind and into your life. That book saved my life. And I'm just forever and eternally grateful to that man. There's another friend who also let me stay with him, especially when I made the decision to move back home, back to Pennsylvania from California, leaving that life, that lifestyle, You know, my wife fell in love with it. She's intoxicated. We both are. We don't want to leave it, but I was literally killing myself. My body was eating itself, you know, and I just wasn't the person that I always was. So I made that difficult decision, moved back home, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward again, not trying to gloss over it, but that shit's painful to talk about. Sorry for all the I'm just... it's still hard, you know. So, but you know, like, the book saved my life. My friend, he took me on walks that helped with my therapy. I had him to talk with. His awesome girlfriend bought me a book about walking because she saw how much it was helping me. You know, just awesome people. And I want to encourage you guys to look for help. You know, I never thought I needed help until that moment, you know, and luckily I had someone, you know, just clicked in my brain right away. I need to call this man. And I did. And he saved my life. You know, so look for help. We all need it. We're social animals. You know, we try to go through life on our own. And as we get older, that's what happens. You know what I mean? We build up these walls and, oh, I can do this myself, or I want to prove to everyone I could do it by myself. But that's really not who we are as people, you know? So luckily I had that. Again, I'm glossing over a lot of shit. So that's that. So, you know, it's not my identity. I am not depression. I'm off the pills. You know, I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle. And I asked my bud, like, how, you know, he's well off, you know, but he has no days off. And I asked him, I was like, how the hell do you deal with your stress? He's like, dude, you know, I have my girl, so he built that relationship with her that he can speak to her. He built that outlet, and then he built a life around him to help him deal with his stresses. You know what I mean? The dog, the vacations, he knows, you know, when these breaks are coming, and he's self-aware enough to refresh, to get away and refresh. You know, he's read these books that I'm now reading and listened to these talks that I'm now listening to. But he's that type of person that puts it into action, and that's what I was always missing, you know? So that's kind of where I'm trying to be right now. So I'm trying to spend a lot more time with him, because that's what you got to do. When people are good for you, you know, you embrace them. You know, I never wanted to get in touch because I'm always thinking my friends are too busy. They don't have time for me. How you doing, sir? Taking a hike, you know, but he couldn't be happier to have me around, you know, neither of them. So, or either of them, again, English, terrible. But either way, so that's that. Let me move on from me, because I can go on forever and nobody likes long videos. So all this to say that yesterday, friend was telling me about how he wants to be a fireman, and he's always been something in him that he can't get it. It just always comes back up. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a fireman. I said, so why haven't you done it? Oh, well, you know, this, that, whatever. Excuses. It's what we do. So I asked him, I was like, well, what's the goal of it? Oh, well, it's really good money. There's good benefits. I was like, well, what if someone offered you a $90,000 a year job tomorrow, you know, that can help you take care of your family, good jobs, money, benefits, all this shit. Would you take that job? Oh, hell yeah. I was like, well, then those goals are weak, you know? So I said, what you got to do is tie reasoning to it. You know, he says he always gets happy about it and then it just goes away. That happens to all of us. That's our brain telling us, you know, that's too difficult. We're good. Either way, let me move on from that also. So we're talking, and I told him to tie the reasoning to it because I learned that from Ed Milet. I watched Impact Theory on YouTube. Awesome show. You know, look it up. And Ed Milet was talking about goals are great and shit, but if you don't tie strong reasonings behind it, we let that shit go. I want to go to the gym. I want to get better. I don't want to look like this. You know what I mean? But my reasoning is just, oh, I want a summer body. That's weak. So I told him, tie your kid. What's the base of it? Tie your kids to it. You want your kids to have an awesome life. You don't want them to struggle. So have that be your reasoning and push forward with that. That's some shit you'll never let go. Come to find out, he has family who's in the fire brigade and could help him out, but he's already written off that man because he says, oh, he's cold. That's just not how he is. I said, you already made that up in your head. You didn't ask this man. You don't know if this man's like, you know what, this is pretty awesome. Someone in my family, is interested in what I do, respects what I do, and wants to follow in my footsteps. That man can be your mentor. So, be open about that. Be open about needing help. And just by him speaking to me, I'm thankful. I was self-aware enough to see that this was a subtle ask for help. You know what I mean? He wasn't asking me, hey, Del, get me into the fire academy. He was letting me know, it was creeping out from him like, this is my desire. This is what I want in life. I haven't been able to put and tie a strong enough reasoning to it to just always keep it as my focus and my drive. So he has that now, and I wish him the best. He's an awesome guy and he's going to do great, but he has to get out of his own way. You can't just write people off. If you need help, people really want to help other people. You know what I mean? They may be going through the same things, so let me keep going with that. Let me use this paper here. I'm sorry. Again, there's going to be a lot that I forget, but sorry for the rambling. So that happened yesterday. Today, I woke up to a text from another old great friend. This dude right now is, he started a nonprofit, something I've always wanted to do in my life. Just always been too much of a coward, and I applaud his bravery and his courage, and he's going hard at it. And I want to help him with it. I want to go talk to these kids, and I haven't accomplished so much professionally that I think I could go give them great business advice, but I've gone through a lot of shit, and I grew up in the same neighborhood that, these kids are growing up in, the same types of neighborhoods. And, when you get older, you just kind of feel like you have a little bit of knowledge you want to pass down. And I'm pretty good at speaking, I maybe talk too much, a little incoherently. I ramble, understood, as you can tell. But I've wanted to do that for quite a while. And this is something, me and this kid 15 years ago in my basement, we thought about starting a nonprofit. Now, it's not the same exact thing, but he took a step towards it. He made progress. You know what I mean? It's not perfection. It's about progress, not perfection. And he's doing that, and I respect the fuck out of that. But I was open, and now that text came, I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to ask for his help to help these kids. Maybe I help one kid. Maybe what I talk about helps one kid. How is that not awesome? How is that not something, that I should strive for, that we should all strive for, just to help other people, help them avoid mistakes. Now, again, I'm a terrible person. I'm not a great guy. Like we all like to think about ourselves, we're awesome people. I have a lot of flaws, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to break through that, you know what I mean? Break those bad habits. So all I'm saying is ask for help, ask for help. May it be a group. Just think, if you go to a group, Alcoholics Anonymous, this, that, like, I don't go to yoga because I think, people are going to look at me funny. What's this burly black man doing in yoga? He can't stretch worth a damn. It's the embarrassment that keeps me from it. Don't let embarrassment keep you from asking for help. They're there to learn just like you. If you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, those people aren't going to judge you. They're going through the same shit as you. So why not find people that are going through the same things that may have tips? They're not going to judge you. They can't judge you. They'll be judging themselves, which is what we do all the time. Just get out of your own way. Find your help, be it a friend, be it therapy. If you can afford it, I can't. I walk. I now have 2 awesome close friends that I can go tell anything to. And now I'm using you. Because again, I can't afford therapy. I'm using you. So think back, on your failures, right? Think back on them. If you if you had asked for help, could things have gone differently? You know what I mean? Really think about it though. Could they have gone differently? You know, now let that shit go. Past, let it go. You know, I don't want you to dwell in the past. I just want you to, you know, think back to it and learn from it, grow from it. Some people aren't ready for that, because when you look in the past, man, all you see is you and your mistakes. But just learn from them. Don't repeat them. You know, it's more difficult to do than not. So again, I'm using you, and I challenge you to do that. I really do. I really challenge you to do that. But yeah, so I'm using you guys. This is a selfish thing I will ever do. The most selfish thing I'll ever do that I've ever done. I'm putting my shit out there into the world. Damn near showing my ass. You know, I'm sweating my ass off. My heart's pounding. But this is me asking for help. This is me knowing that when I keep things inside, I don't accomplish my goals. I don't strive and I don't push myself towards my dreams, you know? And there's no reason for that. We all have that capacity in us. But again, we are social animals. There's strength in numbers. We see this. We know this. Why do we fight it? You know? So, So again, the most selfish thing I'm doing, I'll ever do, and I don't apologize. I'm gonna use the hell out of you guys. And I really hope you don't mind, because this is my therapy. I'm broke. I can't afford therapy. This is my therapy. This is my plea for help. You know? So, this is hella embarrassing. But, you know, no more victim mentality. Ready to do it, man. No good way to end this video. So, peace.